What's up, YouTube? It's J Chef, aka Everyday Shooter, here back again with another gun video. Now you see how early it is. The sun's not even that really out yet, and you can probably hear the birds chirping. Listen. All right, but what we're gonna do today, we're gonna do a quick video. It should only take about a couple of minutes, but this is just another way that you can customize your weapon, another way that you can make it your own, another way that you can make it harder for people to just walk around with your stuff like it's theirs. But anyway, today we're gonna be changing out a dust cover. Like I said, it should only take a couple of minutes. Watch this while you're drinking your morning coffee. You could probably change the dust cover out while you're drinking your morning coffee. So, hey, just take it out. Quit being scared. Just do it. All right, guys, so here we have the shopping list of items that you need. It's a real short list. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. Can you do 5 items? I'm pretty sure you can. It only takes 5 items in less than 3 minutes, guys. All right, so first item that we have here, obviously, is the new dust cover. Inside the new dust cover here, I have a spring, the dust cover rod, and if you look really closely, there is a very tiny little washer with an opening on it that you'll need both to replace it, and it may not be on the old one because that's why I have this right here. You'll see in a moment why I have that, but you probably won't need these, but if you do, I'm gonna do it this way, the harder version, just so that you guys can, in case you ever run into that. All right, you've got masking tape, got needle nose pliers, and just a miscellaneous tool, something sharp that I can use to try and get this little C clamp thing, this little C washer off, because it is tiny and you do not want to lose it. So make sure you got some help with that. All right, guys, now that you got your shopping list together, let's go ahead and take the gun apart so it'll make it a little bit easier by doing so. When I mean take it apart, I just mean remove the upper from the lower. As you can see here, I went ahead and took the upper off of the lower. So it'll make it a little bit easier, just a little less cumbersome. All right, guys, so the first thing that you got to do when changing out this dust cover is figure out what kind of rod is included with this setup here. Because the one that came with this upper is probably not my choice. It's not the best choice for me. Now, when it came together, it had a rod that went all the way from this side all the way to right here. And it even had, as you can see right here, I'm sure you probably can't see it real close, but it had a little end on it with some grooves that to let you, twist it and turn it or whatever. But the thing is, it kept it from getting past both the handguard and the barrel nut. And I don't know about you, but I didn't feel like taking off both the handguard and the barrel nut, then putting the barrel nut back on, making sure that it's up to the right tightness and all that, and then putting this back on. So I just, you know what? I just did like most dudes do when they find a part that they just don't like. I cut it off. All right.
Wait, what? You say cut it off?
So what I did was, let me go ahead and set this down. What I did was I took a pair of wire snips, and as you can see, the rod here goes from here and it goes all the way to right here. So I just took my snips right here, cut that end off, as you can see right here. I just cut that end off. So now, just like pretty much every other dust cover rod, it comes out this way, as opposed to having to take it off this way and having to remove a bunch of parts and all that other kind of stuff. Now, second step to this, mask off your receiver here, this upper receiver here, because pulling this rod in and out and all that kind of stuff, you can easily scratch up the finish. And once you scratch it, you're gonna be like, dang, why didn't I just take the 2 seconds to put the tape on there, right? That's what you're gonna say. Trust me, I've done it. All right, so the very first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna stick this tape right here. Go ahead and mask it out. Don't worry if it doesn't stick real good. It's just for, so it doesn't cause any scratches or anything like that. I'll go ahead and put one more piece on there just to be safe. Go ahead and put this like that. All right, so now we got it masked off, right? So we don't have to worry about this rod right here scratching up our finish, okay? So the very first thing that we're gonna do is we are going to take the rod out this direction here. So what I'm going to do is just give it a little help on this side. And then we'll take the needle nose on this side and kind of just walk it out Doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to pull it out. So, and you want to make sure you keep your finger on this spring right here. I forgot to mention that. That's real important. You probably heard it click just now, but if you don't put your finger on it, you run the risk of it jumping out and possibly losing it, or even worse, jumping out and hitting you in the eye or something. So now we've got our rod out. We've got our spring out. You want to put that to the side if you don't have an extra one, but even if you do have an extra one, go ahead and put that to the side. You can't never have too many gun parts. So go ahead and take that off. Now we've got the old dust cover off. Dun, 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 dun. All right, that was pretty quick, right? All right, now we're gonna go to the fun part. We're gonna go ahead and put in the new one. Here we have a purple one with the rod and the spring. So we're gonna go ahead and swap it out for all new stuff, right? Said it has a very small little piece. You can see it. Let's see if you can zoom in there. All right, you see that little tiny clamp right there on the end? That right there is what holds the rod from sliding out. So you gotta be careful when taking this part out. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off with my needle nose pliers. Hopefully it'll just kind of come right off. Since I have it off, I'm gonna just use my fingers because it's kind of tough to get on there and I don't wanna bend it or break it or anything. Oh my goodness, look at that. I broke my fingernail doing it. All right, so see how easy it is for that little tiny thing to fall off? All right, so we got it now, but look how tiny it is. See how tiny that is? So you gotta be careful. You do not wanna lose this joker, all right? All right, guys, so now that we got the old dust cover off, the old rod out, we got the new rod and the new spring and everything ready to go. First thing that I'm going to do, I'm gonna take the rod and we're gonna slide it in from the forward assist side towards the front of the barrel. You wanna make sure that that little notch, you see that little notch on there? See that little notch on there? That's what you want to go toward the front of the barrel, right? So let's take our spring. Let's put this here first. Go ahead and put our dust cover on. We're gonna put this in with the notch side in first. Go ahead and slide that in. It shouldn't take a ton of effort or force, and if it does, just back it out because it just doesn't take that much force to do it. So don't use it. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this spring in here with the small side of the spring facing upwards towards the ejection port, and then you got the longer one. That's facing down towards the trigger. Now, before you push this rod all the way through, it's important that you give this spring right here, you give it a good one twist so that it has some tension on the door. Because if you don't, you just have to, it just won't work like it's supposed to. So you've got the spring set and ready to twist. Now we're gonna twist the spring towards us. All right, so if it's facing away from you, like if the trigger side is facing away from you, you're gonna twist the spring towards you. If the trigger is on closest to your lap, you're gonna twist it the other way. All right, I'm sure you guys can figure that out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this spring, keeping sure to hold the other side of the spring in place, because if not, this little tiny lip on this spring won't catch and it'll twist around and you'll end up having to do the same thing over and over again. So we're gonna keep that there. Take the spring, give it a good twist around. All right, So now you see I've got the long end facing towards the barrel, towards the trigger, and then we've got the short end facing up this way towards the sight or the scope. All right, so we got that there. So now we've got to realign our dust cover and push that rod the rest of the way through. Right? Almost done, folks. Heck nabbit. All right, now you see this little tiny piece right here just popped over. All right. All right, so now you see I've got it all the way through. Had a little bit of a delay, but now the important part. Now imagine if you had lost this little tiny piece right here, and that's all that you had left in order to finish this. So we're gonna take this little tiny piece right here. See that little tiny piece? We're gonna take that and we're gonna stick it right here on the other side. All right, y'all. Oops, I forgot the bolt was in there. All right, guys, so that was a quick video. Hopefully that helped you if you want to make any changes, customizing your personal gun. I personally like making mine my own, like I said before. Otherwise, one thing I need for you guys to do, if you have not done it already, hit that like button, go ahead and comment, please subscribe, guys. We're almost at 1,000 viewers. So once we get to 1,000, I tell you what, once we get to 1,000, I'm gonna start, probably my next video, I'm gonna do a giveaway. I tell you what. So y'all tune in next time. I'm gonna do a quick giveaway, and I'm gonna show you what to do. Peace.